I think my volume is good. Able to hear me? Yeah, great. Thanks for confirming. Good evening, all. Shriram here. Thanks all for joining on a Sunday evening. Happy to meet you. I know some of my good friends are here in the session. Thanks for joining. First, ask there is a poll here to talk or understand about your understanding and your organization understanding about scaled agile or safe model. Take a minute of time, just click couple of yes or no. So it will give me an understanding for me how much demand or how much of understanding is there in the market, right? There's a pose in the center. Probably you can take it. I can see three of them taken already. It's pretty good. I'm hearing that, hey, what's first question asked? Do you know what is safe? And it says no. It's blank. No, I don't know what it is. Okay, it's fresh. Good. That's a good thought where I can start from the scratch. Second question, will SAFE help scaling agile in your organization? I'm seeing a particular person says that, okay, yes, it will scale. There is a possibility. Scaling is getting it bigger. Okay, there is a chance here. And also some people say, don't know, I'm not aware of it. That's fine. And one other ask is, do your organization recommend SAFE? Okay, that's a big question, right? Of course, these certifications are learning. Sometimes we do on our personal interest to learn things. And other side is how much there is a demand in the market. Will I get a job opportunity? Will I get a good promotion? Will I get recognized on my work? For this reason, many of us go for certification. Right? That's how it works. Thanks all for taking the poll, and some of you still taking it. Please go ahead. It'll be helpful for me to understand the ground of your knowledge. Thanks for doing it. Okay. You know what? I can see that will SAFE help scaling your organization. I'm seeing voting is going high. So many are considering on the sense of if you do a scale at a bigger scale, it's going to help organization. Very good. Right. I like the third question, which is recommendations. And people say that, no, I don't know. Yeah, that's how it is. Very good. Thanks for the participation in the polling. I'll take a look again in the poll in some time. Once again, thanks all for joining here. Good evening. Let's kickstart something about scaling agile. Hey, Shriram, you used to talk about project management. Now suddenly what happened to agile? Okay, so this project management is a kind of there even before my grandfather was born, right? So it means it's years back. So I'm not a big thing here. I'm a dot. I'm a dust. We all maybe, right? In the sense, there are a lot of way of handling things when the project comes in. When I say project or a program or something to be attained, results. In order to get the results, there are multiple ways. One could be of a well-planned, structured way. One could be of a short-term plans, right? Multiple ways, a haphazard way of doing. Without learning all this methodology, somebody can go in the market, do something, and it can become success. Will it be consistent? The question could be question, doable or not. Now the point is why we have to learn this. Let's start from there. When we say why, we live in a world of industry, agriculture, and more of manufacturing, all happening around us. Now, there is a need for an approach which can make things smooth to reach the customer faster and better and with the highest quality. Also, not impacting the environment very heavily. Now, in order to do this, there are certain norms, certain ways of approaching. When we say ways, for which a lot of books started coming out, we sometimes call as MBA, Masters in Business, right? How to handle a business. When you do that, we also want to know that how a particular task to be done. We call as a task force. In the military or army, they have a team, they have a captain. The captain decides or captain gives instruction to the team. And the team also observe that instructions and start acting on a self-organized way. This is there in the military. This is there in the hospitals. If you see in the hospitals, doctor may be doing a surgery, but along with the doctor, you have a lot of people who take self-responsibility. It could be an oxygen cylinder. It could be having some spare parts. It could be having some key factors for the surgery. Everybody works as a team. Now, with this all happening in a military or in a doctor or a hospital or in a corporate where we do a software development or a construction work, there should be a systematic approach to reach the results. Now, to reach this, how we can work it as a team. Individually, it works fine. When we work as a team, sometimes we are giving the results as expected. Many times we slip out of the results. There are various reasons for it. Could be money, could be time, could be risk factor, could be environmental factors. Some other thing it makes it happen. Now, to make it very smooth and systematic, world is proposing certain models. One of the big model we talked for a long time is called waterfall methodology, where we clearly plan something and we start the work. When the work is done, some kind of testing happens, then we deliver it. Now comes something model called adaptive nature, where we keep planning and doing on a short-term scale. Now we talk both together and we call a hybrid model. When we put both together, like we'll have a systematic plan or we have a kind of adaptive nature mixed together, it's going to be a hybrid model. All this happening here. Now there is something in the year 2001, something popped up, which is called Agile, right? I believe you can see my board or you put your screen into speaker view. Probably you can see my board. Now what happened is in the year 2001, we have something called Agile, right? It started coming out. Right. Now what happened? The Agile came in. So Agile was thinking or giving the basic principles, basic norms, how to do the work as a team effectively. What do you mean by effectively? In a sense, maybe the team size of five, let's say 12. I'm just giving a number of a small team. This team can work as a group and deliver the value in a short term. That was so effective, for which there are a lot of methods started coming out. The method can be called as Scrum. The method can be called as XP. There could be a method can be called as Kanban. Yeah, these all for so many years. Nothing new. It's all for so many years. 1980 or 1950, Kanban is there for so many years. Scrum is there for more than decades of time. XP is there for a while, from 1993. Now, these all what they do is they start giving results. Results. Right? End of the day, this is what we want, right? Could be tangible or intangible. They give results. Very great. Good. Now, this was going good well. Now, the question started coming out. Hey, good. I agree that you meet as a 5 to 12 people, you give great results. I agree. Now, what if we want to have scaling? When I say scaling, what if this becomes team of teams, another team of 5 to 12, another team of 5 to 12, another team of 5 to 12. Now, question is, do I really need to have these many teams? Can't I do with one team? The answer obviously goes back, yes in some situation, no in some situation. Why? If it is a small team of one small set of work, well and good. But there is an opportunity where we have to work with more number of people at the organizational level, right? I was giving an example, something like banking application. A bank application writing or rewriting or tuning, migrating, this cannot happen just like that with say 5 or 6 people. Of course, we have to work teams of teams, bunch of people joining together and clapping the hands at the same time. That is in a coordinated way towards a common goal. Now, how do you achieve this when you want to be as a good big size of team? At the same time, you have to roll at the same timeline, also in a synchronized way. Also, you should give the results consistently, right? Now, you can go back and tell me why can't we use this in a waterfall methodology? It will say no, it may not work because the expectation here is the requirement can be keep changing. And there is a manifesto says that, right? We welcome change or we encourage change, right? Respond to change. That's what the message is. So how are you going to do this? Even though Agile looks so great in the year 2001 when we started discussing, now point is how to make it as a scale, how to make it big. This question came in the year 2005 or 2006. From that timeline, the discussion started. It's not new. It's there from that time. Now, what happened is, by that time, Scrum was so famous. So Scrum started talking in all the level. What happened is in 2005, there is something called large scale Scrum started coming out, right? They called as less. There is one framework called as less, that is large scale Scrum. They started discussing this by this time, 2005. And at the same time, there is some discussion about DAD, disciplined agile delivery, where we talk about from the time of 2007, 6 it started, but more maturity happened in 2017, right? And there is one more method called as Nexus. This also talks about some timeline of how to scale it. Started happening. Now there is these things happening in the market, and now less highly focus on Scrum model. Let's focus more on Scrum, as it comes from Scrum methodology. More focus on Scrum area. How to make team of teams to work together, bunch of people working towards a common goal, right? An organization level. Now in 2011, something popped up very interesting. That's called as SAFE. Now, this came in 2011. Even before 2005, they started the discussion, but in 11, it got good maturity. This is Scaled Agile Framework. Scaled Agile Framework. Now, what they start talking here is they start talking something agility at the organizational level, right? It's not about at the team level. They start talking at the organizational level and having a workflow in place. Now you'll be a little more interested. There is a workflow. Now there's not much what to say fight with each other because each has its own plus and minus. But nobody thought in the dimension of having a workflow, a systematic approach, having a scaling agility. Now they say teams of teams join together. Maybe more than one Scrum Masters will meet together. They will talk about their progress. They discuss further and start moving more. The backlog has been made into bigger size. These all happened in other methodologies where when SAFe came in, Scaled Agile Framework, they would start thinking agility at the portfolio level, at the program level, at the top organizational level. In fact, they found some virtual organization there which can think organizational level agility. And at the same time, they had a workflow in place. Some of you would have seen something called PI, program increment. I'll show in some time, where they have an approach in the time of 8 to 10 or 12 weeks, what we are going to do. 12 weeks of timeline is planned well. And there is a criticism in the market. It looked like a waterfall. Guys, you plan everything and you start the work. That is not the way Agile work. Okay, there's one side of discussion on that. But still, it works in the market. At least 8 to 12 weeks, we're able to talk what we want to deliver. And for this, the team of teams, and let's say team of teams could be of 80, 50, 100, 150 people team, join together and work in a common direction. And there the SAFe started picking up. From 2011, they started launching multiple versions, and currently we are the version 5.0. Now, what is the specialty here? Since this SAFe started talking agility at the organizational level, it attracted more of the CEOs and C-level people and also the portfolio manager, program manager. Now, what happened is they get the visibility and they get to know what is happening in the team. Now, you can question me. So, you mean it's not happening in other areas? It's also happening, but again, it's not much organized. There are some leakage here and there. They're also fixing it. I mean, they do have a way of improving it. But still, SAFe started showing a good big picture of how an organization can move to a big size of agility. Now, they included DevOps in that. They included some more technology and concepts in that, like built-in quality, which started booming up, right? What happened is they have a forum for them. They have a community for them who recommend changes frequently. It means once you decide some framework, they don't live with it. Every few months or an year, they keep upgrading based on the trial and error basis. They will try it, take a retrospective, look at it, and upgrade it. As they made more upgradation, people started liking it. In 2020, January, they launched SAFe 5.0. When I learned it was SAFe 4.6. Every version, they keep upgrading themselves. When I say upgrading, not adding more, tuning more. When I say tuning more, how can we can reach the customer as early, at the same time we respect the people around in the organization to work as a team, right? See, what happened is, I remember in 2005 and 8, some timeline when we do Agile. That time we don't call Agile, we only call Scrum because we thought Scrum is Agile. Then we understood Scrum is one of the methodology under Agile because Agile is a mindset, it's a concept. It took time to understand this. Now, that time, what happened is the team of 5 to 10 people, we work in a Scrum methodology, having stand ups, retrospective, all the stuff. Whereas when I go and talk to my senior manager or a program manager, they will be in a different model of working. What I mean is, your team will be much faster, whereas the organization will not be the speed. Organization will still be in the old model of going a little slow because there will be a command and control model, whereas a team will be going faster. Now, this both will clash to each other. Many a times it creates a problem in the deliverable for the customer, or team themselves don't feel happy what they do. Now, I feel this is safe is addressing this problem by starting all the layers that started change, like a portfolio program and the team level. Now, that is called as a workflow and that is called as a framework which covers every segment. Right? That's a kickstart of it. Now, what we do is I'll take to the website. Now, why website? Now, what happened is Safe made a good thing. They don't have any secret agenda. They draw a good framework, good looking framework, and they publish it on a website and say that it's open. Anybody can read this. Anybody can follow this. There is no condition here. Only thing is, if you learn in a right direction, in a right format, you will get results as expected. So that's how it goes. Of course, for the right direction, you have a certification in place. We'll see the certification in some time. First of all, understand how this works. There is a website called scaledagilegeframework.com. Now, what they do is they have an amazing, beautiful framework. Let's see the framework. Some of you would have seen already with us. Let me quickly show that so that you get a clue what I'm talking. Let's go. Here we go. Right. This is the framework. Now, hey Shriram, you said framework. What is this, man? Look like some map, like a Google map, right? Okay, look at here. If this is a scale level website, by the way. Now, what we do in this website is we have a bunch of information. And don't think this has any login. No login here. Anybody can get inside. Now, what happened is you can see a lot of characters here. This is a human being, right? Epic owners, enterprise. Don't worry about the name tags now. Look at only human being around. A lot of human being, right? All of the roles has been properly defined here. The roles are very clear. They have a very clear of a business what they have to do, right? They're also clear on what will be the strategy of an organization. At the organization level, what could be the highest strategy? Now they know who are the people, who are the role players, and they know what the organization actually looking out. Now, on top of that, in version 5.0, they brought something very interesting, customer centricity and design thinking. And the framework says that is a whole heartbeat. Now, of course, one more heartbeat is here. But now, customer centricity is very vital. Now, you can question me, so you mean other system, they don't have it? They have it. We're not saying no. But now, they give more importance here and they kept it at the center. I'll show one more area as overview. Now, the customer centricity started focusing how to understand what customer is actually looking into. We use called mind mapping or empathy. You start understanding from their perspective what actually is good for them. Now, you have the people around, you have a strategy around. Now, you need a workflow to make it executable and show some results outside. Because people, what they want, well and good, technology, well and good, but how we are going to put everything together, that's where the problem starts, right? Because if you see here in the same framework, they talk about built-in quality and we talk about DevOps. I'm sure some of you are pretty aware of DevOps. DevOps in the year 2011, 12, 15, high concept. If somebody has a DevOps certification with them, they get a job very easily. They get the highest salary. That's the stage it was. Now DevOps is part and parcel. It's a free added component in your resume. It should be there. You should know how you're going to do that or not. At least you should know what is DevOps. Okay? That's a basic stuff. Now you have one side DevOps, one side you have people, one side you have strategy. All are good. Now you have to make the work move forward. For moving forward, there is a segment, and this segment is called as Agile Release Train. Okay, and sometimes it's called as a heartbeat. What is a train? This a train will have people, teams of teams, right? With a different thought process. You may have an architect, you may have a developer, you may have a business person, you may have a portfolio manager, program manager. You will have cross-functional, every team member being there. Okay, only team being there is it going to give big stuff? No. When the team is there, they also have an objective. What need to be achieved? Now, if you put everybody together in a place and you set a common goal and objective with clearing all the impediments, that is, the blockers, now the train starts moving faster. Now, why the word faster comes in? We live in a market where we need faster. You order something in Amazon. Why? Until ordering, you will take 7 days. The moment you click the order, you want to be delivered in 7 hours. Human tendency, most of us, that's how I am also. I may take time to decide, but the moment I click order, the moment I do the payment, I will keep tracking my package. Where is it? This is the world we are living in. The same world has a support with the technology. You call it as a software, artificial intelligence, or a speed moving vehicles like bullet train or a flight. We have everything coming up. More is coming up in the line. Now, if that's the case, fast has become a norm. When a fast alone can serve people, no. With fast, quality is expected. With the quality, respect for people is expected. Now see the parameter getting added. Fast, quality, respect for the people, all are coming in. Now to do this effectively, we need a flow. Now what they do is there is something called PI. The PI is called as a program increment. If somebody would have heard about this, it's called program increment or PI planning. I'll show a small video about how they do this. There's a short video. Now, what they do here is they all assemble. It will be like a birthday party, a bachelor party, right? A marriage function. All these guys will meet. Who all will meet? You will have your top organization leaders. You will have your developers. You will have your scrum masters. You will have your architects, system network team, or any other team who can support your work. Everybody comes here. Now, you can ask me, these all guys are already in the office, right? Why I should put them in a room to meet? Why can't we them have them in the seat, let them do the work? One email can help it. This is what we thought some years back. But what happened is they understood the email and the technology are good, but sometimes it don't create the bond. Okay, bond is coming here. Now, when we meet the people, when we talk to them face to face, and that has the highest value. This is one of the principle in Agile. Principle number 6. If you go to Agile principle book, it talks on one of the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within development team is face-to-face conversation. That's a principle. It's for development team, not only for development team nowadays. Face to face is best one, but with the COVID, you have to keep a mask and see the people, right? Now, point here is when they talk to each other in a common goal and a common platform, the chances are we align well with each other, and this happens on these 2 days. Now, the whole framework of SAFE is based on that 2 days. Very, very important, crucial. Now it's all happening in a virtual form. Don't think it's stopped, it's still happening, but in a virtual form, it's happening. Once the COVID things get down, people start meeting again. What they will do here is they'll meet for 2 days. Before coming to this program, they'll first decide what we want to achieve. If there is a banking software application to be done, let's say they will decide we may work on the loaning segment, we may work on the credit card segment, we may work on easy approval segment. These features and functionalities would have been picked up before coming for these 2 days. What to be taken? On the 2 days, they'll pick up that features, what I said as loan segment, credit card segment, or two-way authentication. These features will be picked up. In that 2 days, they will elaborate it. They will discuss what are the features, what are the user stories, how the DevOps can help here, how a networking team can help here, what kind of blockers, what kind of dependencies. Everything is being spoken up there face to face for 2 days, and they clarify as much as possible. Don't think 100%, there is no 100% here. But you get a face value, you get the doubts get clarified with the business people. That's a beauty here. In this 2 days, you will have a business people, you will have a network team people, you will have a developer, you will have a business analyst, software engineer, you will have a scrum master, everybody there in the common room. And you make this happen. When these 2 days of program get over, based on that, we will work for next 8 to 12 weeks of time. Sounds good. It worked. I was in that program for some time. I went for this to Virginia and US, where I had to sit there for 2 days. I was so surprised. It was looking like a bachelor party. Lot of fun there. End of day, second day, you get all the details to be done. In fact, we talk about the risk management, right? In these 2 days, we understand in this work what kind of risk can happen, how to mitigate it, who will solve it, who will take the ownership of it. All will be discussed. And also, we talk about dependencies. I'll tell you, in software and IT industry, dependency is one of the biggest blocker because we work in a virtual segment. If one team is dependent on another team, getting that particular work completed on time and merging with our work, it's a big task, which has good amount of communication of up and down emails. How many times you send a lot of emails up, down, nothing happens. Whereas when you meet people there, you know the face of the people, you know the people well, you're born creator, it works. It really worked. Okay, let's come out of this philosophy stuff. Now, with this 2 days of PI planning, we discuss all this stuff and we start working on the 8 weeks of time. That's a little highlight about it. Now, coming back on this whole framework, in this whole framework, you have set of roles on the left side, which talks about who takes what responsibility. Now, there is a question and kind of discussion in the market. It looked like a hierarchical way of working, which is slightly not good for agile way. That's what they talk. But actually, here it works well. It is because agility is happening at the organizational level. It was a problem early days where the organization does not talk agility, only team talks agility. Hey, under organization only there is a team, right? I agree. But the sponsoring person, decision making person are not an agile mindset. Only team is working in agile. How come the success will happen? It was happening. I'm not saying no, but you couldn't make it bigger. Now, if you want to make it bigger, the decision makers, the sponsors, the thought-oriented, experienced people should also come into this cycle. That's what happening now. So that's the reason we have all these roles. There is no hierarchy format here. It's about all about having responsibility to improve agility in the organization. Right, good. This is all well good. By the way, Shriram, how to learn this, man? There are too many items here. If you feel that way, there is an easy way of learning this. Of course, it took at least 2 months for me to read all the stuff. Quickly, I'll touch base some stuff. Mhm. There is a segment here called overview. Okay. By the way, this site is open to everyone. I'm just putting again. If you go to this website called scaleagileframework.com, you will see this. If you watch it here, okay, I know these people are so good. I don't know who developed this website. They did an amazing job. Seriously, amazing job. Why I mean amazing job is when I'm doing Microsoft projects, we used to have something called MSDN. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of MSDN. Anybody aware of MSDN? Let me quickly see a chat window. Anybody aware of MSDN? Oh, oh, oh. Years have passed by. Okay. Okay. MS Dev Network. Okay. Somebody is putting a chat window. Some are aware of what is called MSDN. MSDN is a good documentation from Microsoft, which will explain in and out of anything on the Microsoft system what you want to use. People love MSDN. For that reason, they install MSDN for learning things, right? It's a really, really good one. They have it. So Microsoft got very famous because of their documentation. Because of the documentation, they got famous because they have very clearly explained anything. You go and search, you'll get everything. Those days, Google search was not there, right? This is how we had to work. In fact, when I started my software career, there is no internet allowed in my office. So you have to search in my MSD and do the coding and live your life. So tough. Okay. Now coming back, I like this website. What they did is they put everything in a website here. If you watch out here, as I said earlier, the center goes to the customer centricity. In other areas, we call it as a stakeholder management. Under a stakeholder, we'll have everybody. We will have a sponsor, we'll have your team members, you will have your core engineers, everybody will be there. That's also a good model, nothing wrong in it. But here they give a specific focus to customer. How to look from the dimension of the customer. Of course, we are living in the customer centric world. I used to give an example always. I remember in school days when I go to the hotel to have a food, the way the bearer treat us would be different. And today, the hotel segment has changed a lot. The way they treat us is different, right? You can change your order at any time, telling them, no, I don't like it, stop it. They don't even charge you for the bill. They say, it's okay, sir, you can take it. We will give you next order. The reason is they want you to come back again. They know that you're not going to stop with this only one order. If you give a good experience to the customer will stay with you lifelong. Underline lifelong. And this guy, over the mouth of word, keeps spreading about good thing about you. And every company now looking out, improving the goodwill more than the money value. Now that's a mindset we're living in. More going to come in the future. If that's the case, customer focus becomes very important. Now, keeping the customer in the center, we have to have a 7 core competencies. If you see this for a website for the first time, you may get where to read. Don't worry, there are certain factors here. You can see some bold fonted letters here. To improve the customer centricity, the first thing is start. The basement is lean agile leadership. In SAFE, the beauteous thing is they mix two things. One is lean, other one is agile. In fact, this program is what is SAFE and how it will benefit, right? So I want to give a little highlight about what is SAFE. When I say what is SAFE, there's a scaling of agility talks, adding two interesting flavors. The flavor is lean management and agile. There is a big confusion. Hey, which one is good, which is bad? No need to compete. Each has its own benefit. Lean is there for so many years. The most successful result of lean is from Toyota, where they started showing how to reduce wastage. What do you mean by wastage? There is a handoff time, there is a pass time between one department to another department. There could be some time delay of 1 hour, 1 day, 1 month. That's a handoff time. Many times we talk about government segments where we pass one file to get a signature from officials. It may take 5, 6 days to complete. In a private segment, it happens within 1 or 2 days. This is a general talk I heard from my father those days, right? Now I look at it, that's a waste of time which can delay the process. Now, if we can reduce that 1 month to 1 day, 1 day to 1 hour, it's a pure lean management. How do you reduce it? Just like that, you can cut it, right? You need to know the system first well. When you know the system first, they can even sharp it. Okay, instead of 1 month, make it 25 days, make it 15 days, make it 5 days, make it 1 day, make it within minutes. That is a birthplace of DevOps. They got a technology which can move something from one point to another point using technology, reducing manual intervention. Like what you do with the banking system. If you go 20 years back, you have to go to bank to withdraw money. You have to stand in the line, get the money, come back, count it, all happen. Now you have an ATM. Not now. 5 years back, you have ATM. ATM, you go there, no need of waiting in the line. You get the money, you never count. Only few people count the money from ATM. Many don't count. Believe on that. They reduce the timeline there. Now that also gone, you went to GPay, right? COVID made you to become more technical oriented or technology oriented. Now coming back, this lean is kind of reduction of waste. It's a very interesting factor. Now what is agile? Agile, we are talking for a while. How quickly we can deliver to the customer? How can we focus more on the value to the customer? Now look at this combination. Lean is telling how we can reduce the wastage, and Agile is saying that how can you add value to the customer. When these guys join together, it's going to give amazing results. That is where SAFE is cracking the market, right? Now, what happened is this being published the highest level. If you watch out here, they're talking lean agile leadership. Their focus is on the leadership. First, let the leader also learn agility. The leader also talk about lean. If they do that, obviously it will percolate down to the layer very well. That's a success point starting. Okay. And there are a lot of stuff here. I don't want to drill too much. You may get, oh my God, a lot of content. So quickly, there are 7 things here. Number 1, we talk about leadership. 2, we talk about a team and technical agility at the team level and how you give the delivery happens at this place. On enterprise level, big applications. Like say you want to rewrite all the applications and technology for let's say stock exchange. It's going to be so huge where you need a bunch of team, huge, not even 100 people, maybe 1,000 people work together. Aerospace, they want to write something new, do some new technology, new concepts. That's how it is, right? And how do you do lean portfolio management? How do you do budgeting? Look at the word investment budgeting, funding comes in because money handling is very tough in project management. Here they talk as a value stream, how the money flows through the system. Yeah, they talk about it. And they talk organizational level agility, right? Then they talk about continuous learning culture. I like this one very much, continuous learning. If you read the books of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the 7th habit will talk about sharpen your saw. That is, keep learning. If not, you won't survive, right? And that point is added here. I really like this framework for this one point. Keep learning in the sense of innovation, thought process, keep doing that. Fantastic. The whole system of this framework revolve around these 7 core competencies. So I was keep telling I like this website very much, right? Why I say that is if you click any link, it will take you there. For example, if you want to learn what is customer centricity, if you just click it here, it will take me to that website, right? They start with the Jeff Boss, you know this person, the most richest person in the world, Amazon.com. So what he talks about customer factors, they start explaining how the customer centricity works. It's a big amount of content of here, that's fine. You can do a self-study, nothing stops you. But now comes the next topic. Shriram, these all stories good, man. Now what's a benefit for me? If you say what's a benefit for me, you may be a team member, you may be a lead, you may be a scrum master, product owner, project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, director, CEO, sponsor. You may be anybody. You all have a role here, right? That's the reason I showed you a framework. If you watch out, in the framework you will have, if you watch out here, everybody has a role. On the left side, you can see that epic owners, enterprise architects, everybody, top to bottom, everybody has a role here. Now, what I have to do, depending on the years of experience and your role, what you're working now, on what you're looking forward, you can choose certain certifications. SAFE exposes a lot of certificates. You'll be surprised, right? I want to show you what all certificates they have. You'll be really, wow, these many certificates. If you click SAFE training, anybody can go here. It's an open website. If you click this SAFE trainings, look at here. How many certificates? You'll be surprised. Oh my God. Yeah, that many certificates are there. Now, some of the certificates are pretty interesting. Like you have a safe Scrum Master is there. Advanced Scrum Master is there. These are for the people who want to play a key role as a Scrum Master. They can take it up. There is one interesting role called as Release Train Engineer. Did I show a train to you? Having 50 to 100 people driving a train. Driving a train, you need a train engineer. This engineer would have been a program manager in a different name tag in organization. Could be a project manager. Could be some names. They become a release train engineer. Now, there is one certificate in whole the safe segment which explains little broad about the safe and its whole cycle, right? In the sense of whole framework, what's a benefit, how the budgeting works, how a DevOps works, how a train will run, right? Shriram, I know how train runs. Okay, how train runs inside the framework. These all well explained in one certificate which is called as leading safe. If you watch out here, this certificate explains really good. I'll tell really good. You can watch out. They talk much of factors. In fact, they talk who all can go for this. Watch out this. Sorry. You watch out this. They talk about who all can go for the certification. Now, this certification, look at the way it starts. They say that CEO, fantastic. Fantastic, right? They talk agile coach, scrum master, engineer, change agent, portfolio manager, team lead, programmer, project manager. I believe most of you in this room will fall in one or other category here, right? So this leading safe, it's a 2 days program, tries to explain as much as possible. It's a 2 days program. One beautiful thing about which I liked with this safe is anytime you can go to this website, click and read on your own, which is a very simple language to understand. But the only problem is you need a kind of a coach who can tell you where to start, how to flow through. If not, what will happen is sometime you'll get um, directionless. It's something like searching a Google map. You should know the destination where you want to go, and you have to have a from place. If you don't know this, the map will be beautiful. I like the map, but you don't know what to see. You get lost. For that reason, you need to go for a proper training. And also, organizations are recommending to get yourself certified in this kind of course. So, how it works? Okay, Shriram, give me some more idea. If you ask me some more idea, let me give some thought here. Because I got certified last year, almost 1.5 2 years now. Now I'll give a little idea what I learned out of this. It may help you. Now what happened is this course, they give some basic criteria here. Course information. All are welcome. Look at the word. All are welcome. So there is no specific condition for you. 5 years of experience in software development, testing, business analyst, product is advantage. All right. However, the following prerequisites are highly recommended because when I am talking about DevOps in a class, you should not look somewhere else. Hey, what is this, man? You're talking something DevOps. Is it a Hollywood movie? You shouldn't ask that way. You should be in a place to tell, I know DevOps, man. I've not done it. The guy next sitting to me always kills me calling DevOps, but I know what it is. If you know that level, more than enough for your survival purpose, right? So, experience a little bit in the Scrum. Okay. Now, what I'll tell you some beauty thing in safe. In less model or LESS, like large scale Scrum or disciplined agile delivery, these are also a good framework in the market, but it was good some time back. Now Safe overtook everybody. Safe is it's in crazy demand. Why? Because this Safe is following Scrum. Only Scrum? No. It follows XP. Only XP? No. It follows Kanban, right? Now, on top of that, these three, now they have something called Agile. You all know what it is. Plus, they do lean, right? On top of that, they have what? They have DevOps, right? On top of that, they talk agility at the leadership level. Okay, I know the structure was not drawn there. This is how I am seeing this framework. Look at the way Scrum, XP, Kanban, they took care from your team perspective. Agile and Lean also at the middle level perspective, where you talk about Agile coach, Lean leadership, all are there. And you have a DevOps where you have a technical concepts to move system faster. See, if you want to go faster, some technology should be there, right. It can be artificial intelligence, business analytics, or it could be DevOps, all coming inside. Then top of that, you have a leader who taught agility. Now this becomes a good packet which you can really use it and get results. When I first read about the results of SAFE, I was so surprised. Can this give this much of results? Then when I read multiple times, when I start seeing these factors, I found, oh my goodness, these guys got all the best in the world. Definitely results will be there. It's something like having an IPL team, I mean Indian Premier League of cricket team. Having all the key folks in the team, definitely it will give results, right? Now that goes in, if you watch out the certification, they give some more details here. What they give here, little more details. Okay, when you do the SAFE certification, you also get PDUs. If anybody coming from the PMI world, when I say PMI world, you are PMP certified, you are PMI ACP certified, some certification is done there. If you do a course here, you will get this many points. Ooh, that's good. Yeah. When you do a safe course, you can add your PDUs, professional development unit. Okay. For people not in PMI may not be aware of this. You guys can ignore it. People from PMI can understand this concept. Little more the exam details before I go and explain some more certificates. How this exam works. I'll tell you, exam, if you are a person away from the books so many years, definitely you have to read sometime. When I say read sometime, at least 2 weeks of good reading is sufficient. There are some people clear this exam in 4 days. Okay. Maybe they already know much about Agile factor, but you are new to Agile. You are learning slowly, baby steps. It will take 2 decent weeks of time. Now, what happens is when you attend the classes, the certification will work like this. When you pay the fee and attend, your fee includes training, it includes your exam, one attempt, it includes practice test. They give a practice test. You don't have to go anywhere outside. In the own portal, there'll be a practice test for your login. It'll be there. Material, the PDF will be given to you for reading purpose. When all this cover inside, you will read for 4 to 8 days or 10 days and write a 45 questions exam in your laptop at your home. It's not proctor based. It's an own based closed book exam. You keep your laptop and you write this 45 questions. All are objective types. Some multi-choice can be there, no negative marking. So you will write this exam 45 questions. On that, you will get 77 or 75%. I think it's 75. Yeah, it's a 75% if you score, you have cleared the examination. Then you will have that beautiful logo in your resume. I am safe certified, which is demanded in the market. Right? This is how it works. Shriram, what happened, man? If I fail the exam, what to do? It's very rare for failing. Still, you fail. There is you have to pay $50 to write the exam again, rewriting timeline. Now, when you take a course today what's the date? 30th of August. You take a course today. From today till September 30th, they give a time slot of 30 days within which your fees is valid to write the exam one time. In a way, I like it. If you don't put a pressure of 30 days to write it, definitely you won't write the exam. It is something like filing your income tax paper. If you me ask me to file the income tax paper July 31st, I will wait for July 31st to file the paper. Same thing happens here. I know I come from the industry of project manager like PMP, where we keep it open anytime we write the exam. People drag. That's also there, but also subject is very heavy. You can't compare it. But here they keep a time of 30 days, complete it. So 100% people complete the exam, right? This is about stuff. Okay, I know a lot of good amount of information. Now let's what we do is I spoke about one certificate, right? Leading safe. Like this, a lot of good certificate is there. Imagine you come from a world of, let's say, business analyst, or you are a project manager, and you feel that, Shriram, I'm more customer oriented person, man. I love to talk with the customer. I love to understand the requirement clearly. I want to take that to my team and make them to do it properly, give the results output, right? I'm not worried about the program, portfolio, budgeting. No, that's not my game. My game is being with the team, like a project manager. I have to do things. If you feel that kind of person you are, there is a certificate which talks about that language. That language is goes to it's here. If you watch it here, you have something called product owner and product manager. This is one of the other very interesting and high demanded case. I mean, in the sense they talk about who can go for it. Scrum master. You cannot see the CEO here, okay, because we're not talking at the decision making high levels, but you can see RT, architects, CTO, product manager, right? All these people come in. But here the request set is you should have a little knowledge about the agile factors. Some knowledge about the safe factors are also important and useful for you. Now, these two are happening really well. Apart from that, lot are there. I'm not saying don't go for it, but these are pretty interesting and your resume looks powerful. Yeah, that's very important, right? At the end of the day, two things should happen. Your resume look good. Second one is when you join a project, you should be able to speak the language. See, this is safe is becoming a norm. Today, I have to tell these many informations for you. In another 2 years, you know much about what I'm saying here, right? It will become a market standard. Basically, any resume comes in should have PMI kind of PMP. You should have a safe also. You cannot tell I won't learn. It should be basics, right? I remember when in my school days, at least my father used to tell that those days it is very mandatory should know the typewriting skills. I don't know how many of you heard about it. Typewriting is one of the basic skill. You have to hold that knowledge when you want to apply for any job. And also they have something called shorthand. I'm not sure how many of you are aware. Shorthand writing. Now we all have an audio recording. Those days they write it. So you should have a knowledge of a shorthand writing sometime, but typewriting is very basic. You should have it. Something like that, these courses will become in long run. Now, if you get an opportunity in your organization, if your organization can sponsor it, or you are having a willingness to go for it, it is time to get into courses as you're stuck in COVID. You have a time at home. Spend 2 days and get this certified and stay little advanced. Why? You can do the same certificate next year also, nothing wrong. But then when look at your resume will have only from that year the day counts for you. If you do today and you apply for some courses next year some job, last 1 year I'm aware of safe. Your value is high. When I did last year, I thought it's early, but I'm thinking it's almost good. 1.5 years have gone, or 2 years have gone. Now I'm 2 years aware of safe. I can talk. I'm 2 years experienced. Meantime, I'm implemented 2 projects in safe. I feel, ooh, pretty good. So be in advance in this area. I know some of you with me, the trainings, other trainings. I always tell that allocate some fund for yourself every year, right? The fund can be of a good shirt, good perfume, good watch. Well, apart from that, for good learning, allocate some fund and use it. And that's one of the best investment you can do for yourself, for your growth. I know a lot of stuff. Okay, good. Maybe I'll open for questions. Maybe some area I have not covered well. Maybe I can help out. You have a chat window next to you. What you can do is you can go to the chat window, throw some questions. I will try to explain if I can. So today I'll give you a wrap of what I spoke about here. We spoke a little about SAFe. Before going to SAFe, I gave an idea what is called Agile and a little bit on how the scaling came up, LESS, right? Large scale Scrum. And I spoke about disciplined Agile, Nexus. These are some of the frameworks. And on the line, we have something called the SAFe. So SAFe is not the only framework, there are a lot more there. But SAFe is more famous because of their organizational agility view and also the workflow well designed. And then I showed you a framework, how it looked like, and some certificate we saw there. I know it's a very basic stuff I explained today. You can reach out to me or our executive Rahul. We will try to help you what all available in the market, right? But don't be urgent on anything. You can learn it, decide it, and then get inside, right? But one thing, every organization is a technology-oriented organization. You may be from IT, you may be from non-IT. This frameworks or this model is suitable for all the model of work, right? And every organization has some portion of it in technology. It could be very big car company. A car company will have a portion of it in technology and IT. Like that, every company has some segment. You may have an opportunity to go there. If you want to go there, start learning this. Most of the Fortune companies are preferring people with a recognized certification. It's not only safe, right? There are a lot of certificates, but which is highest demand, we have to be in the line. That's important. Back to you. Tell me or post me some questions if I can help you. I have another 5 minutes to guide you. Okay, great. I got a thanks note there. Yeah, I want to thank you all for participating. Could be this is my second or third video talking about what is safe, how it is useful. Every time when I come to this program, I learn something because these concepts are pretty new to market, right? 2011 they started, means hardly it is 8 9 years old. Every time you read, you get a new thought process. The terminology is pretty new, and the interesting part is management is liking it. So no other go, I have to read it. Whenever I go to any forum in my corporate, I have to go and talk that language. They ask about this question, so I have to read that language. So in a way, it's good. Which is a trending in the market. You're aware of it. So happy, right? You cannot tell that I'm outdated, right? You're updated. Well, good. I hope this program gave you some idea. And at the same time, think about your good growth in a career. There are some programs coming up for SAFE with us in the month of September, October, November. So plan if you see anything useful for you, reach out. And also tell me if your organization is planning on the SAFE model, right? Now, what happened is we are doing some consultancy about management, how to take about this at an organization level. So if you feel some kind of guidance can help, happy to support and help you guys. That's what it is. Uh, Okay, there's a question. Is there any interference between the SAFe and ITL? ITL is good. I'm not saying it's not one which you have to differentiate it. ITL talks very good about the other factors, basics, but the SAFe, it's something little bigger. I can say that as organizational level agility, which we don't see that in ITIL, right? We started seeing at how an organization can span bigger and have a lean mindset. There's a lean mindset we are talking for a while, but not implemented. And you will see this lean mindset well implemented in SAFe. You can see there's a lean and a depth of agile factors in ACP. There is a certification in PMI, Project Management Institute, PMI Institute. They have an Agile Certified Practitioner certificate. In that certificate, they will go 5 steps down into lean and explain how it's being used, like value stream mapping, how to reduce value added, non-value added work. These are good there in ITL, but not much depth you will see there. Whereas if you go to SAFe, they go lean very deep. They try to gel it up. That happens here. So I'll see SAFe is something a bit bigger. Hope that helps you, Mohini. Chetana, session was very informative. Thanks a lot. Is SAFe limited to only IT? What about other industry? Yes. Actually, good question. This question is very common open. It is there for other industries as well. But if you ask me for a construction industry, certain factors may not fit in now. It's improving, right? Whereas it's pretty focused more gone towards a technology orientation. How can an organization technology can be supported or agility can be supported? That's the place I'm seeing more. But still, there are a lot of case studies where this is being used in other industries also. Even I'm also learning those factors. Still, certain areas I couldn't digest. I'm working out. But to be honest, I'm seeing more towards on information technology and technology-oriented organizations prefer this factor. To be honest, Ashraf, every organization is a technology organization. They have one portion of it should be technology. Even though they have some agricultural work, for agriculture, you need some satellite information and technology. How do you do that? So that's where we're focusing more on, right? Very good. Great. I know we are top of the time. I appreciate your time to be here to listen to this. Of course, some portion you would have understood, some portion still birds are flying. It's okay. Go back and read Scale Agile Framework website. If not, reach out to me over the WhatsApp or the LinkedIn, and we have Rahul and the team who is helping out all these factors. Catch up with us. We'll be happy to help you. Bye. Thanks once again for joining on a Sunday, sacrificing a good sleep post lunch, coming for the session. I appreciate it. Have a great Sunday. We'll catch up in other session. Have a good time. Thank you.